Bath is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and actually it's where I'm from. But how did this place become so famous, and what is the fascination with hot springs?
This is a city in southwest England. Every building in it is basically the same colour. That's not an accident, and neither is the fact that the whole thing exists because of hot water coming out of the ground. According to legend, this all started with a banished prince and his pigs. Prince Bladud caught leprosy, got exiled from his father's court, and ended up working as a swineherd, far from home. He noticed his pigs kept crawling into a patch of warm black mud during cold weather, and that unlike other pigs, they never developed skin disease. So he tried the mud himself. His leprosy cleared up, he returned home, was restored as the heir to the throne, and founded a city on that exact spot so others could be healed in the same way. It starts with this. The sacred spring. Rain falls on hills a few miles away, sinks nearly 3 kilometers underground, gets heated by the earth, and rises back up here, a journey that takes about 10,000 years. Long before Rome ever showed up, local Celtic people were already treating this spring as a sacred and dedicated to a goddess named Sulis. When the Romans conquered Britain in 43 AD, they didn't just take the spring, they merged their own goddess with the local one, built a temple and turned it into a resort town. They called it Aquae Sulis, or the Water of Sulis. Within a few decades, they built one of the largest public bath complexes anywhere outside Rome itself. People travelled from across the entire empire just to soak in it. This was a genuine tourist attraction, 2,000 years before tourism was even a word. Then Rome collapsed. The soldiers left in 407 AD, and the baths were abandoned for over 1,000 years. But the city didn't disappear. Through the Middle Ages, Bath quietly reinvented itself as one of England's centres of the wool trade. It was busy, profitable, and completely unglamorous. The baths themselves, meanwhile, were falling apart, barely maintained for centuries. Bath stayed a small, unremarkable town for centuries. Then in the early 1700s, one man walked in and decided to rebrand it entirely, Richard Bay Nash. With money from a stone quarry owner named Ralph Allen, an architect named John Wood designed an entire city meant to rival ancient Rome, squares, circle, crescents, all built from the same local stone. His son finished the job, including this: 30 houses in one continuous sweeping curve, the Royal Crescent. In under 100 years, Bath went from a small medieval town to a fashionable city 10 times its former size. But fashion moves on. By the 1800s, wealthy Britain was chasing new seaside resorts, and Bath faded into a quieter, more retired kind of city. Then, in March 1942, the Royal Air Force firebombed the historic German city of Lübeck, burning much of its medieval old town to the ground. Hitler was furious and ordered payback. Not against military targets, but against Britain's most beautiful cities. They'd bomb every building marked with 3 stars in the Baedeker tourist guide. Historians call it the Baedeker raids. Bath had almost no defences, no anti-aircraft guns and no barrage balloons. Over the nights of April the 25th to the 27th, 1942, around 80 Luftwaffe bombers hit the city 3 separate times, dropping flares to light up the streets, then high explosives and thousands of bombs, while some pilots dove low enough to machine gun people running for cover. Over one weekend, more than 400 people were killed and nearly 19,000 buildings were damaged. Somehow, most of Georgian Bath survived, and in 1987, UNESCO recognized the entire city, not just one building, one street, but the whole thing as a World Heritage Site, citing its Roman remains, its hot springs, and its Georgian architecture together. To this day, Bath is the only city in the UK designated as a World Heritage Site in its entirety. For most of the 20th century, though, you couldn't actually bathe in the water anymore. The public baths had been closed for nearly 30 years. That changed in 2006 when a new public spa finally reopened the hot springs to visitors. And in 2021, Bath got something almost no other city on earth has, a second UNESCO listing, this time as part of the Great Spa Towns of Europe, alongside 10 other historic spa towns across the continent. It's still one of the only places where you can stand on a Roman temple floor and walk out onto a Georgian street, all built around the same spring, 2,000 years apart.
If you want to know more about the history of Bath, head over to our website today, Imperidox.com, where we've done some amazing guides and articles. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.